This is a follow-up meeting for those that could not attend our CTE Computer Science meeting held May 7th. We will start with Joelle Boost, middle school teacher from Ellensburg, talking about her program highlights for the year.
But we got shut down. That's okay. I have a lot of students kind of interested in that, mostly in the computer science, area of the activities. And then we had a lot of students get Microsoft certifications and MTA certifications. And going to the distance learning or online learning hasn't been too painful, I don't think, for my students, but I think everything's going well, and it's actually helped me to kind of up my game more, just looking at it outside the classroom right now. So that's kind of cool. I think that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, and Sean.
Okay. Hello. So we're doing TEALS, and have decided that we would just continue teaching our program at the normal time, 8 o'clock till 8:44 Monday through Friday. And I'm saying that because our school has essentially rescheduled itself to be running from 10 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock. So the students aren't expected to really be doing anything until 10 in the morning every day. And so we've got a pretty good group. We've got 19 on the roster, but only about 9 to 3 or 4 show up every day. So that's been a real challenge since we've moved into the online format is, and that's just with our students in general thinking that it's optional or something, or the fact that our grading can do only good and no harm to their grades is kind of got them into a mindset that says, I already have a B-. That's good enough for me. Goodbye. Has gotten into a lot of the kids' minds, the way they approach their learning. So we're trying to get through that. We're in Python. A lot of our students that have started Python have really enjoyed it. So I'm really happy with the way Python has been going. It's a lot more like programming. So a lot of the kids are like, this is better. So it's just it's really frustrating because trying to get some momentum going, and we had a good couple of weeks and then it's just kind of sputtered out. And the kids that show up are like the same kids, same group of about 3 or 4 every day. And then about 4 or 5 others that just kind of pop in maybe once or twice a week. And then we don't see them for a week and then they come back. So it's been frustrating. So that's kind of where we're at right now on top.
And that was kind of a sentiment we got from all the teachers as we were working through this. But you are, and what I feel is we've been doing well is building some tools that we're going to be able to use when we get back.
Yeah.
Some of these things that we're doing now can really enhance what we're doing in the classroom, and we're just going to be more efficient at them. And so keep your head up. That's what everybody a little pep talk, because I think we're going to come out of this pretty good as far as we all now have more tricks in our teaching tool bag to do things and engage students in different ways. So that's just my 2 cents. A lot of the things sounds like a lot of the programs that we are dealing with are doing the same type of thing. MOS, MTA certification, Python, some gaming and things like that. There was a large discussion about esports in the last meeting because there are at least 2 schools that are getting involved with it, and we're definitely at West Valley are looking at it as well. Yakima has already been signed up and is moving forward. And they have actually gone through the process. So I'm going to be working with Adam Rathjen and a few others from those locations to kind of get our team up and running. Are you guys doing anything with esports in Toppenish or Ellensburg?
Our high school is. I'm not at the middle school level, but the high school, I think they've even competed a little bit this year.
And who's running that at the high school?
Jacob Schmidt is running it out of Tiffany Price's classroom. He's
Okay.
one of the IT guys for the district. So he just uses that room and that hardware. I'm not sure of the league anymore that he jumped into.
Okay. The group we're going through was HSEL, or the High School Esports League, and they are starting a middle school competition as well. The only restriction is if the students are under 13, there's only certain games they can play. If they're 13 or older, they can play the high school deemed games. And in the meeting I was in with those guys, there was some schools that were pretty small, and they were asking if middle school kids could actually come up and play at the high school level. And they said as long as they are 13, that was possible as well. So if you're trying to build your team with some, most of your probably late seventh graders and early eighth graders are all 13 and can be involved in that as well. So as we move forward with that, that's going to be a topic that a lot of schools are doing, and I think we want to get on that. I also, when I was talking to these guys, the league officials, they said we could set up a local league as well as be in the national league. So if we want to get some cross-town rivalry or cross-valley rivalry type situations going, that's possible. There's just a little bit different setup for that, but I'm pretty excited about us moving forward with that, and I've had a lot of kids that were asking about it as well. So it's going to be a good way to get kids involved into the computer sciences. The next thing we talked about was committee goals and course frameworks. Each person, we really kind of brought up the fact that there's some end of the year things that need to get done. Chris, do you want to go ahead and just kind of cover that?
Absolutely. So coming up, the directors will be sending out a final anticipated agenda. We have to have 3 advisory meetings a year. One of the requirements in this last meeting is if your district director had any new courses they planned on adding, to have those courses approved by your program committees and then taken to the director committee. And then the other big aspect is filling out the program evaluation paperwork, which I'll be getting to Miles on Wednesday, the copy of West Valley. Each district should have their own program evaluation form. Do you guys remember those from last year?
Yes. And so one that has the 5-year plan
about like the elements of your advisory committee. Do you have industry certifications, dual credit? So what kind of those credentials do you have aligned to your programming?
Is that the one that also has the 5-year goals and plans in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So what we do as directors is we take that documentation, combine it with our district 5-year plan, and then we upload that in our Carl Perkins report that is due in October. And why do you get it done now between now and October is we have to submit those, present those to our school board, present the strategic plan to the school board, have the school board vote, and then we have to wait till the school board approves their meeting minutes, and then we have to submit the board meeting minutes that it was approved with that plan. So there's typically a lot of time involved, and that's why we really need it now and it can't wait till the fall. Any other questions on what we need to get done?
No, I don't think so. Like I said, I will be pushing that out. Let me unmute so you can actually hear me. Thank you, Chris. The last meeting we need to talk as a group and see if we want to just attend the business and marketing meeting, which is what computer science is part of that pathway. or if we want to continue to have our own. We need to have a discussion about how we can make those work so that we're meeting all three of our required. So at the last meeting, I'm going to be bringing up how, after talking with Chris and a few other directors, how we want to integrate this separate thing we're kind of doing to bring it back into the regional, which is, I think, is going to be a better fit if we can make sure that we get our needs met under that regional system. So, hey Penny, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Miles. How are all of you guys doing?
We're doing really good. We just went over basically program highlights, what's going on at your schools in the computer science world. I don't know if you want to tell us what's happening out in SELA, but you have the floor if you would like.
I don't have a whole lot to report. I actually, as soon as we went into the school closure mode, my job kind of switched away from computer science towards some more tech help with teacher professional development. So I don't really have anything to report on where we're at. I do know that the high school is making some changes for next year. They're bringing in an AP principles course, and I think they want to bring in a gaming course as well, but I'm not sure if they are able to do that. So otherwise, we will continue with what we have been doing at our middle school and our elementary school.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much. Do you know if SELA is getting involved in esports at all? Have you heard?
I watched the YouTube video from your earlier meeting, Miles, and I am not familiar with that, so I don't know. Let me talk to our middle school gal and high school people and see. It sounds, just from what I saw in the YouTube meeting that you recorded, it sounded like a pretty cool thing. So let me find out what's going on. Okay.
Okay, perfect. If the more schools we can get involved in that, I think the more kids would want to participate. Kind of doing, like I said, that crosstown rivalry type thing.
Yep.
All right. Anything else for the good of the order? All right.
We're doing esports in Toppenish.
Oh, you are? Awesome.
And they're still determining who the coach or advisor is going to be. But the superintendent's really charged up about it, and he is probably going to want to start it at all levels, middle school and high school.
Great. So I'm going to wrap this meeting up. As I get the information from Chris and the directors, I will push that out to this group, and we can determine when our last meeting. We tentatively scheduled it for the 28th to have our last meeting so that we could meet their June 3rd deadline to have our paperwork done. But I think the business and marketing meeting is actually scheduled for the 27th. So we need to have a discussion if we want to just jump on that one or have our own again. I'm open to either. So just let me know as a group and we'll move forward with that. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming. If you have any comments or questions or anything, just go ahead and shoot me an email. I'm going to put those in. Any comments and questions will go into the minutes that we can address at the next meeting. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for coming.